Hello and welcome to Security Weekly News. I'm Aaron Leyland, not Dr. Doug White again, and it's episode 448 of the Security Weekly News on February 4th, 2025, and it's my 27th birthday. Reporting for London, not in the janitor's closet, because I've gone from square inches to square football fields in a week. Go me. Today we've got DeepSeek, Nicolas Cage, OpenAI, hackers, ransomware, Canada, Josh Marpet, and more on this edition of Security Weekly News.
This is a Security Weekly production for security professionals by security professionals. Please visit securityweekly.com/subscribe to subscribe to all the shows on our network.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
It's the show that keeps you up to date on the latest security news twice a week. Your trusted source for accurate security information and expert analysis. It's time for the Security Weekly News. IT professionals, mark your calendars. Zero Trust World 2025 is happening in Orlando, Florida, February 19th to 21st. This event is tailored for IT leaders and cybersecurity experts who want actionable insights on zero trust strategies, practical solutions for modern threats, and meaningful connections with industry peers. Plus, take advantage of hands-on cyber hero boot camps, expert-led sessions, and the chance to earn CPE credits and your cyber hero certificate. Save $200 on your in-person registration using discount code ZTWSW25 at securityweekly.com/ZTW2025. Reserve your spot now. Imagine a world where every threat, ransomware, supply chain attacks, zero-day exploits, is stopped before it can even begin. ThreatLocker makes that world a reality with a zero-trust approach to cybersecurity. By giving you granular control on every executable that can happen in your environment, ThreatLocker protects your business around the clock. No more guessing, no more gaps, just rock-solid protection that keeps your operations running smoothly and your data secure. Discover how ThreatLocker's least privilege approach can safeguard your organization against known and unknown threats. Take the first step toward total peace of mind. Visit securityweekly.com/ThreatLocker today.
Okay, first an announcement from what is a great event, and we'll have quite a few of your favorite show hosts in attendance, the best of the best. So Security Weekly listeners will save $100 on their RSA Conference 2025 full conference pass. RSA Conference will take place April 21st to May 1st in San Francisco and on demand. To register using our discount code, please visit securityweekly.com/RSAC25 and use the code 5U5SEC weekly ! We really hope to see you there. Obviously not me because I can't get the time off work, but it'll be a great event. Okay, welcome back to a packed show. So we'll dive right in and let's see if I can naturally be scripted and unscripted funny, although probably not. Okay, first story. February the 3rd warning. Act now as ransomware attacks incoming. Okay. I'm too late here. It's February the 4th and I've just said it, but better late than never. The Lockbit ransomware group is expected to resume operations no less than yesterday, posing a significant threat. Key mitigation steps include immediate updates to systems and software using phishing-resistant multi-factor authentication. That's what it says in the article, but I expect you've done that already. So you don't need to get on that because you've done it. So Lockbit 4.0 or 5 or 15 or whatever they are now stated that despite the significant setbacks, they are determined to rebuild and continue their activities. Lockbit emphasized their resilience and adaptability, claiming that they will come back stronger and more sophisticated. Oh, Lockbit, you set them up, we'll knock them down. Boom, witches. Okay, hackers exploit public-facing vulnerable IIS Apache SQL servers to attack government and telecom networks. We've heard this before, right? So, a sophisticated cyber espionage campaign tracked as CLSTA0048 catchy has targeted government and telecommunications networks in South Asia. Hackers exploited vulnerabilities in the public-facing Microsoft, IIS, Apache Tomcat, and MSSQL servers to gain unauthorized access and exfiltrate sensitive data. The campaign, attributed to a Chinese-linked APT group, employed advanced tactics and hex staging, partial reverse shells, and cobalt strike beacons to evade detection. So, in the article, security experts recommend patching known vulnerabilities, implementing robust intrusion detection systems, and monitoring DNS traffic for anomalies to mitigate these threats. But you're doing that already. Okay, right. I read something great on LinkedIn this week. Yes, it was the first of the few times that anybody's read anything great on LinkedIn. But the person called out that we should attribute, really, China and stop hiding behind names like Red Apollo and Kung Fun Panda and Periscope. Look, say it as you see it and call a panda a bear. Really. We shouldn't hide behind this, and I agree. Canadian charged with stealing $65 million using DeFi crypto exploits. So a Canadian man, Andrean Mechovic, has been charged with stealing $65 million by exploiting vulnerabilities in DeFi protocols, specifically using KyberSwap and index finance. So he's manipulated smart contracts to drain funds and attempted to extort the victims. So he faces multiple charges, including wire fraud, standard, and money laundering, standard, but with potential sentences up to 20 years. So he's from Hamilton, Ontario, but he's not in custody, and authorities have been unable to locate him. The article says, despite an arrest warrant being issued, I don't know why that adds to it. So he's been living as a fugitive. So I'm going to put an announcement out there. If Dog the Bounty Hunter is listening, give me a shout, pay for my flight, maybe stop off at RSA, and we can all go Fugitive the movie on his ass, if I can say ass, bum if not, or butt, or something like that. Okay, AI systems could be caused to suffer if consciousness is achieved, says research. Crazy, right? An open letter signed by AI experts, including Sir Stephen Fry. People in the UK know him. You maybe don't know him. Google him. Big guy, funny face, normal face. He has a face. Warns that AI systems could suffer if they achieve consciousness. The letter outlines 5 principles for responsible AI research to prevent mistreatment and suffering, emphasizing the need for ethical guidelines as AI technology advances rapidly. It's like, sometimes I wonder, is this a joke? But not being cruel. If the machines are coming for our jobs, no sympathy. They can achieve consciousness. Yes, they can. Start suffering and understand what it's like to be a big force consultant. Yeah, I said it. Okay, why employees smuggle AI into work? Seriously, people are either lazy, are they? Or, of course, more likely they're using it to properly accelerate thoughts to achieve more headspace for higher level thinking and greater output. But in seriousness, get it codified in your organization under policy, whitelist what you will allow, blacklist everything else. Do some due diligence on what you're using. Look, we know people are using it, even sat on their phone in front of their computer, typing it in so they don't have to go through your system so you can find them. Get in front of them, allow it, but codify it, move forward. Okay. More AI. It's like the AI show. AI to revolutionize fundamental physics and could, I did inverted air commas for anybody watching on YouTube, could show how the universe will end. It's that amazing. So AI is set to revolutionize fundamental physics, according to CERN's next director general, Professor Mark Thompson. Advanced AI techniques are enabling significant advancements in particle physics comparable to the AI-powered prediction of protein structures. If you know what that's all about, well, you're super smart. You should probably be writing books. So these techniques could help detect rare events in the Large Hadron Collider. I always thought it was just going to blow up the world, but it didn't. Not yet, anyway. Proving insights into the universe's origins and potential end. Look, I know when the world will end and the universe will end. I don't need AI to predict it. Let me know in the comments on YouTube or LinkedIn or other ways to contact us how you think I think it will end and how you think it'll end. And the best prize will be an answer for the best prize. And it's not you buying me whiskey for my birthday week, month, or year. Okay, OpenAI launches deep research tool that it says can match research analyst. Deep research tool, AI agent, integrated into ChatGPT, of course, capable, they say, of producing comprehensive reports in minutes, like all the best analysts on a cigarette packet. So this tool, powered by OpenAI's latest model, O3, aims to match the output of human research analysts. And they state it comes in response to advancements by Chinese rival DeepSeek. So another article, machines are coming for us. We should be scared. But honestly, I actually suggest future-proofing your career against the machines and don't end up on universal basic income or whatever Lord Elon of the Musk will call it. Doctor Who really changed when the Daleks found out how to negotiate stairs. You have been warned. I should have practiced that. Okay, ChatGPT's latest model is finally here and is free for everyone. OpenAI has released the O3 mini reasoning model, as we said, available to all ChatGPT users, but a bit extra, enhancing STEM tasks with apparently improved accuracy and efficiency. Obviously, I talked about this before. Feels like they've rushed it to the market. When it comes to systems out of China, look, I'd be worried in the West. And you get all that cool and free functionality. And why? What we always say, like the App Store, because if it's free, you're the product, you're the intelligence collection tool. Crazy, right? Just crazy. Okay, more AI. DeepSeek users in the US could face $1 million fine and prison time under new law. So, a newly proposed law could see people in the US face significant fines or even jail. Look, I've seen the programs on TV. Your jail looks rubbish. Like Scandinavian jail. That was better than all my military accommodate. It's better than my London flat, to be honest. I'm actually thinking about committing a crime in Scandinavia that, like a hurt nobody crime, I don't know, jaywalking or something. I've seen police in Vegas lift people for that and put them down. Like, I love the police. Don't come for me. So anyway, actual time, prison time, real prison time, massive fines for using Chinese AI app DeepSeek. So the bill filed by Republican Senator Josh Hawley aims to, in air quotes again, prohibit United States persons from advancing artificial intelligence capabilities within the People's Republic of China and for other persons. Okay. This is difficult, and I'll unpack that last bit in a minute. This is difficult, right? I don't want more regulation or $1 million fine, but it makes sense in a way. Maybe not in this way or his way, but a way. Look, and who are the other persons? That's literally everybody else, even me from Ireland, but in London. Crazy words. Like who drafts these before they like go to someone? Maybe ChatGPT, maybe DeepSeek, anyway. Now for the professional commentary, please welcome Josh Marpet, my good friend, fellow beard wearer, and generally just a smart guy. Is he more Rick or Morty? Who knows? Josh.
Oh dear God, more Rick or Morty. Thank you. My portal gun is down at the moment. I'm sorry, so you're just gonna have to deal with me here. So first off, is it actually your birthday week? I didn't even know that.
It's my birthday day.
Congratulations, happy birthday! I'm shocked you went this far.
Can we do the Marilyn Monroe bit? Have you got a nice dress on?
I don't think I'm cute enough. I'm sorry. So
happy
birthday, man! That's great,
Mr. President.
You're
Thank you, Josh. Sorry,
maybe a little.
Get it?
So doing your anniversary of your 27th birthday, perhaps?
No, it's my 27th birthday, dude. Come on.
I think your kid's 27, but anyway. So I do want to go back a couple of steps, but my snarky comment is the Canadian that stole the 65 million, was that tariffed?
Does he have to pay another 10%? And is there any maple syrup included?
I had to say it, but anyway. So I want to point out that the DeepSeek story you brought up was great, because if you're saying that people get jail time for using DeepSeek, is that if I download the open source off of GitHub, do I get jail time for that? What if I'm running it locally and they can't get any telemetry out of it? So there's a lot of different variables there that I think are going to really screw with that legislature. But anyway, I brought in an article that I wanted to talk about because I think it's really fascinating, and this may go a little long, so forgive me. But the article was by Kirsten Newcomer. I'm sorry, Kirsten. I apologize. And I was so impressed by this article, I sent her a LinkedIn Connect request because I want to talk to her about this. And she said it's great stuff. There's so many problems right now. Salt Typhoon with the telecom attack you were talking about earlier. We've got faster reporting of breaches. If you screw up, there's a lot of things on the line. The getting it wrong stakes, as she put it, are going very, very high. And she's right. Nowadays with the SEC disclosure law, you've got, I think, in 72 hours, if you're a publicly traded company, to determine, is this a notification event, an NE, because of non-public information being released. And so you've only got 3 days to find it, to identify it as a problem, to classify it as an incident, and then to notify the SEC. Sometimes these things take weeks. I mean, Aaron, what's the average dwell time for a set of attackers these days? It's hundreds of days?
Yeah, like 250 or thereabouts, yeah.
Then that's between the time they get in, just to be clear, and the time that you discover that there's somebody inside your network. So you're over by 247 days or something, or whatever it is. And that's absolutely terrifying. That means that if you're a publicly traded company, and I'm picking on publicly traded companies, but they're an easy target at the moment, you've got just a few days to find it, identify it, and get everything done to the point that you can notify them and brace for the public storm. Because remember, every time you do a disclosure to the SEC, it's public. Have a nice day. Thank you for playing. So as a matter of fact, I see ransomware companies going in. I think I've said this before. And we've seen at least one instance of ransomware companies going in and saying, if you don't pay the ransom, we're going to notify the SEC for you. And you're going to take the stock hit. And it's cheaper to pay the ransom. And I'm like, you know what? If any of you ransomware gangs want to do that and let me know, I'll just put money on the stock market, and short their stock. Because that to me is the actual moneymaker. Okay, I'm joking. Please don't contact me, ransomware gangs. Don't want to be affiliated with criminal behavior. Talk to Aaron. He's much easier to deal with. But he only works at a bank. It's not a big deal. Come on. But the point is she says, look, there's a couple of different ways to handle vulnerabilities, to handle where we are vulnerable. And there's guardrail approaches, and there's the vulnerability patching approach. So, okay, what does that mean? Well, the guardrail approach is proactive. I will only let you deploy modules that have been, software composition analyzed, static and dynamically tested, that follow these rules, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I will only let you run for 30 days, and then you have to put up a new version. You have to repave over on top of it. You got to get a new certificate, whatever it is. These are guardrails, all right? But then there's patching. Patching is effectively reactive, and that's not a bad thing. You can only patch something you know is bad, right? So by definition, it has to be reactive. But is patching enough or is guardrails enough? And the answer is no. Neither of them are enough. And I love her answer because she's right. You have to take a risk-based approach. Should we patch? Yes, of course we should patch. Okay, except, by the way, don't patch in production. Just repave. And if you're not set up to repave, re-architect. And if you're not set up to re-architect, try and figure out how to get rid of the mainframe. Let's be clear. And if you're in financial services, just drink more because you can't get rid of the mainframe. So don't yell at me, financial services. You know it's true. But seriously, the idea here is we have to patch. We have to have guardrails. We have to do both. We should not be running systems for longer than a few months before we at least check to see if things need to be updated, need to be patched. We should not be running systems with known vulnerabilities. Why are you not scanning everything that you're going to put out there? And by the way, I don't just mean things that you developed in-house or had third-party development shops develop for you. I mean, why are you not scanning every single damn thing that goes live in your systems? But it's a SaaS provider. I don't care. They have vulnerabilities too. SaaS providers do not have magic fairy dust that dances down and fixes vulnerabilities magically. Okay? Let me put it this way. Oracle, and I'm not picking on Oracle, I just happen to know this, turns out between 300 and 500 patches quarterly. So that means that they discover 300 to 500 vulnerabilities quarterly. And by the way, if they discover it the third day of the quarter, they don't patch it until the last day of the quarter. Did you know that? Whoa, fascinating. So that means there's an open vulnerability there for like 3 months? Yes, there is. And that's assuming they can patch it in that quarter. It doesn't take longer development cycles or that it's patchable at all. So we still have to patch. But we also should be running scans on everything. We should also be pen testing things. We should be exploitability scanning things. That's those automated pen test systems that we talk about. Okay? So we should be checking and running and having guidelines on what can be run, how long can it be run for, what processes should it go through before I allow it to run and go into production in my systems. What is the process? This is DevOps and DevSecOps and infrastructure as code and zero trust and all these different things that we've been talking about and going, these are great ideas. We're going to implement them. And how many of you have these ideas in project plans that keep getting stuffed farther and farther back because you don't have the people, you don't have the time, you don't have the money, you don't have the budget. It's just not possible. Well, I know, and I'm not yelling at you. What I'm saying is it has to be done in order to secure the money, in order to secure the effort, in order to secure the intellectual property of your organization. So at some point, you've got to sit down with your CFO and your CEO and your CIO. And if you're not the CISO, your CISO as well, and go, okay, we have these initiatives that need to be done. And this is the proactive pieces. That's what Kirsten was calling the guardrails approach. I love that name. I really love that name. And she's not the first one, but I happen to love that term. And then you have to determine what is needed, what budget and people and whatever is needed for the reactive approach, the patching approach. We need to do these things properly. We need to architect them properly. So CEO, CFO, CIO, CISO, whatever, the appropriate people. Do you want to do a higher cost, lower risk, or a higher risk, lower cost? Make the choice for me, please. And let them choose. And if they choose higher cost, lower risk, which, by the way, is the right choice if your company can afford it, then do that. Implement it as fast as possible within reason. Do it in a measured, staged approach. A lot of the things you need to do for all of these pieces cover a lot of them. For example, doing an asset inventory and an information inventory is valuable for a lot of these different things we've talked about. Understanding how data flows, data flow diagrams, valuable for a lot of these pieces, okay? This will help you to understand the risks in the various things that you're doing and the risks in the various approaches that you're taking, whether it's guardrails, patching, or both. And by the way, it should be both. If you can get them to understand that spending the money to lower the risk is valuable long-term, and it's valuable from a marketing perspective, so it is a revenue generator, you win. And if they decide to go for a lower cost, higher risk approach, slide the risk acceptance papers across the table and go, please sign these because you're accepting the risk, not me. All right. Aaron, back to you, sir.
It beggars belief that sort of everything isn't taken on a full risk-based decision, and sort of the conversation about whether it should be sort of quantitative or qualitative or putting risk against a numerical value is such a interesting conversation. It's like, how do you feel about that? Do you think we should be more qualitative or quantitative, or what's progressive and what's the future rather than some sort of heat map on this?
The problem is that measuring risk, quantifying risk in dollars, and that's the only way you can do it, whether euros, dollars, whatever, monetary value, is so difficult and so hard to do on a continuous basis. That's the problem. Just like pen tests used to be. Pen tests were a point in time until we realized that pen tests were great for that 5 minutes. 5 minutes later, they're worthless because somebody dumped code in that changed everything you do. So we have the FAIR Institute with a million Monte Carlos, and we can do that and give you an idea of the quantification of risk. What we can't do is do that on a continuous basis. And what we can't do is measure that against the bottom line and the desire of the leadership to keep that bottom line robust in exchange for risk. When you can do all of those things, then you can understand the strategy of the company. So it's a little bit of quantitative in terms of measuring the risk on a continuous basis. That's a problem. And it's a little bit on the qualitative. Where do your leadership, your executive leadership, lie on the keep the bottom line higher versus keep the risk higher? So that's really the problems.
When I was on a SANS course in 2018, there was a person on that course that said basically their company don't really do cybersecurity in a data leakage reportable type way, and they're just put money aside and waiting for the fines to come in, and just going with that risk-based approach.
I was at a hedge fund who said our incident response policy is sell everything and go home.
And I said, but there's probably so much to sell. If anybody out there is listening from a hedge fund that would like some security, I'm not in the market, but with enough zeros, I definitely could. And I could bring Josh with me.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Josh. And finally, robots cannot reflect the human condition. Nicolas Cage, no doubt, speaks out against AI. At the Saturn Awards, Nicolas Cage spoke out against the use of AI in the film industry while accepting Best Actor prize for Dream Scenario. It just seems like a dream scenario. So Nick, to his friends, warned that AI cannot reflect the human condition and emphasized the importance of preserving human creativity. Cage's remarks come amid, this is kind of serious, this bit, serious concerns about AI's role in the creative fields. I feel for you creative people, so I'll get serious for a second. Highlighting the need for ethical guidelines to ensure that technology enhances rather than replaces human artistry. Okay, please, I beg of you, don't hate on me here, but in my own personal opinion, you see all the like caveats here, humble personal opinion, Cage is a one-dimensional actor playing mostly the same character. Wooden. Anyway, don't you agree? So maybe AI's been a good thing here. I've not seen the movie, but if he has won a Saturn Award, like what even is a Saturn Award? Is that the one yesterday that lady kind of got naked on? Wasn't that a bit weird? What even's going on there? Like, I actually seen everything on Facebook. And like, I've no idea what FaceAche's nudity policies are these days, but it's like, what even is going on there? Zuckerberg. But anyway, I digress. Okay. If AI made Nick work better as an actor to win Saturn, then for me, AI's doing a great job. Okay. Thank you, Josh. And we'll see you next time on Security Weekly News, where it is Doug back in the big seat and a super special return. We have the gentleman and super Cyberman, Jason Wood, covering for me in the professional commentary, because I'm planning to have my birthday week, maybe a month or even a year. Let's see how it goes. Peace out, friends. Sorry. Goodbye.